Hi, Colin Sandy here again from Sandy Audiovisual, and today we're going to look at the various Samurai field recorders, or Atomos field recorders, the Ninja 2, the Samurai, and the Samurai Blade. Now, let's turn them all on here. Here we have the Ninja 2. This was released maybe about a year ago. The bigger model in the middle here is the original Samurai, which maybe been on the market for about 2 years now. And I infamously said it was my favorite device of all time, and it was until this one was released. It was exhibited at NAB 2013 and was released, I guess, maybe it's been on the market for a few months now, maybe a couple months. And this is now my favorite device of all time, supplanting the original Samurai. You know, for some reason, after watching a Breaking Bad marathon, I have this compunction to just weigh everything. So let's see weight-wise. And we have a single, let's do it without the battery. So, standard Sony knockoff battery here. This is the Samurai, sorry, the Ninja 2. Weighs in at 10.8 ounces. The original Samurai, let's reset here. Let's again take off the battery. 13.2 ounces. Put the batteries back on for the demonstration. Quick. So we have 10.8. 13.2, 10.8, 13.2. Let's take the battery off of 12.2. So the Samurai Blade is about 1 1/10 ounce lighter than the original Samurai, which is interesting. So we've actually gone down in weight a little bit, which might not seem like a big deal, but once you put it on a camera, depending on the quality of the mount you have, anything from the $20 Chinese knockoffs to say a $300 Zacuto magic arm or Israeli arm or articulating arm, friction arm, whatever you decide to call it, the weight of your field recorder can make some difference. So we've gotten lighter here. Alright, so let's turn these on. Again, the Ninja 2. I keep wanting to say Samurai because, it's my first love in field recorders. Alright, it's a simple button, and they all have the same button on the right side. A single press. Maybe it would help if I put the battery in. Single press turns them on. Now, immediately, you should probably be able to see that they're progressively brighter from the Ninja 2 to the Samurai Blade. The picture really is like night and day. Now let's do a quick demonstration. First, I'm going to go over the similarities here and start with the caddy. Here's the caddy is a plastic case for a regular 2.5-inch hard drive or solid-state drive, so an SSD or an HDD. They're very, very inexpensive. I think they cost a few bucks for the plastic case. Nothing really proprietary about them. They fit all of the Atomos field recorders from the original Ninja to the Ninja 2 to the Samurai to the Samurai Blade. One thing I did note that is different, you'll see, let's stick here on the Ninja 2, you heard that click. You can't pull out the case unless you press this button back here and unlock it. Right? The curious thing, on a Samurai Blade, right, no lock. It's not falling out on you, so that's not an issue. I figured I guess they figured, simplicity in design was better. One less spring and latch to break over time. It does take a little more effort to pull it out, but it doesn't have the same locking mechanism as the previous editions in the series. So as you see here on the original Samurai, again has the lock and release. Alright. Alrighty. So you'll notice that as a default, let's take these back, these the Ninja 2 and the Samurai go to a menu screen, right? As a default on the Samurai Blade, it goes to a monitor screen, and it'll show you here no input, because as soon as you plug something in, it'll start showing it too. You don't have to press the, as you'll see here, maybe very, very dimly, a separate monitor button. Okay, so let's talk about some brightness here. So here's the Ninja 2. I just loaded I can feel it spinning up because this is maybe a 6-hour program, and it was recorded on a hard drive instead of a SSD in one fixed location, which is okay. If you're thinking of using this in any application where you have a lot of vibration, if you're doing a run and gun shoot, what have you, you really want to go with the solid state drives. So let's load up the first one here. Feel it's still spinning up. Okay, that's what I wanted. Okay, now you can see it's pretty dark. Let me look at something that's let's see, it's a person singing here. I mean, it is viewable. There's a lot of ambient light in here. It's viewable. Usually I have a hood on it, if you scrub through, but still, it's the definitely the darkest of the three. I'll put it back on the main screen. All right. Okay. Again, lock and release. All right. So we'll look at the same footage now on the Samurai. This is the original Samurai. Give it a minute. It's in HDD for it to spin up. As soon as it does, we'll see the play button light up. We'll then select one of the clips as soon as it loads into that menu. Feel it spinning up again as it loads this one in. Alright. See, notable difference on the brightness here as far as the screen as I scrub through from the Samurai. And it's pretty much night and day. You really don't need to see them side by side to see the difference in the screen. Well, now what's really going to blow you away is the difference in not only the brightness but the resolution. Again, lock and release. Of the Samurai Blade. The screen on this is just incredible. It's a 720p screen, so 1280 by 720. It scales 1080p to 720p actually very well. I've been playing with it with some 1080p sources. Press play here. You'll notice that it's slightly less delay than the other two recorders, but nothing really noticeable as far as an increase in speed, but it is faster. Actually, I wanted to load. No, it's not the one I wanted to load, so let's go back. I'm like, it's taking longer to load. 1 and 2, it's the wrong thing. So let's go back to the home menu. Okay. Now I'm going to have to put this back in there, but I could have sworn that my first clip was on top, sorted from oldest to newest, and this one seems to be sorted from newest to oldest. I'm going to have to put that back in, but you'll see noticeably brighter. Right? That's just a beautiful, beautiful image. Right? So Roland Martin, incredible. You know, this is undoubtedly useful for doing some on-camera monitoring. Here's where you get some really big differences between the previous models and the Samurai blade. Studio Tech did a great walkthrough of this. I'm going to probably just do a link underneath this to their review, so I'm not going to go over all the stuff that they did, but one of the things I like are the transport controls are a lot more evident on this interface than on the previous interface. You also have a lot more measurement devices. You can see what looks like an old graticule of a vector scope up here. So if you press that, you see various types of scopes, waveform, parade, the vector scope. So let's go to the vector scope. All right. And you'll see down here in the bottom right, I'm going to turn everything else off, you can see Ms. Christian's, I guess it's a hot pink, or colors aren't my thing with clothes anyways. Whatever color that is, you can see it highlighted here on the vector scope. And you know, it's a really, really neat addition. So you have various different types of scopes, etc. This was introduced in one of the firmware updates in the Samurai, this flag here. I can get to it. And it really lets you kind of set up edit points that I believe work in Final Cut Pro. It's kind of neat because, you know, you can hit favorite, shuttle to something, hit favorite, and you'll notice, let me come closer, you'll notice that green bar there. You can also do the same thing for parts that you want to reject. So you can hit reject, reject, and you'll see it in red on the timeline. That's pretty cool, but also in the Samurai firmware. So there you have it. The other big thing, full-size SDI connectors. Here you have these mini SDI connectors on the original Samurai, which honestly is not a huge deal, but is a pain in the butt if you like to lose extra connectors like I do. Fortunately, with the original Samurai, it comes in a beautiful kind of Pelican style case, a little mini case for it. You'll note that when you buy the Samurai blade, it does not come with a case. If you want to buy a case that kind of looks like the original Ninja and Samurai cases, it's maybe about $40 on B&H or Amazon. So the Ninja series, the original Samurai, come with a hard case that you can put all your accessories in. The blade does not. But honestly, for these full-size connectors, it is, I think, worth whatever they have to cut to make the decision to leave the box or the case out, because you don't have to look around for any proprietary or buy proprietary connectors to get to the blade. So big thing here, 1, it's lighter, 2, much better resolution, 3, full-size connectors is a reason that, even if you don't replace your original Samurai, that you'll want to buy the blade as opposed to the original Samurai. Just, going forward, it'll probably save you some money with if you have any lost connectors. And you can also use this as a preview monitor on your camera. All 3 recorders record to ProRes 422, LT, HQ, and various forms of DNX HD. The DNX HD capability, you need to register and download to get that. You'll want to register anyways because you will enhance your warranty if you do so. They're all great devices. The Ninja series HDMI, the Samurai series are HD SDI, but really with the you'll see my other review on the Connects. They stick into the back. Look at the back of these. They all use the same Sony type of batteries, and they're hot swappable, so you can just keep, doing the log roll effect and keep it going indefinitely. But with a Atomos mini converter on that, really you only need the SDI version. Get the HDMI converter, and you can swap back and forth, taking the output or input from a HDMI camera, bring it into an SDI recorder, or have your SDI signal loop through back out to an HDMI device. With those attachments, those Connect add-ons, that makes that possible. Right. So there you go. The Atomos Ninja 2, the original Atomos Samurai, and the new Samurai Blade. Great recorders in the field. I found them extremely reliable. Just don't cheap out on the drives you put in them, because that is the lowest common denominator, the actual recording medium. Treat them well. If you buy the Samurai Blade, buy either a real Pelican case for it or the Atomos branded case that is already foam cut for it. Keep them safe. There's hoods for them. You can get rain gear for them. These are excellent devices, easy to use, records all day, great on battery life. I think you'll be very pleased with them. In our next review, we'll compare the Samurai Blade to one of Adja's products, their mini recorder. Thank you for tuning in.